I have this right here with me, and I just wanted to share my experience with this in case anyone else is considering it. I have slept on this frame for about 6 years, through normal daily use and through a lot of moving. So this is not a quick unboxing reaction. It is more like what I actually learned after living with it. At its core, this is a simple metal platform that holds a mattress without needing a box spring. It is for someone who wants a basic, practical bed setup that does not take up a lot of visual space and does not turn moving day into a huge headache. If you like a minimalist look, or you are in an apartment where you might rearrange furniture often, this kind of frame makes sense. It is also a good fit if you just do not want a bulky bed with a headboard and footboard. What makes this one interesting is not that it is fancy, because it is not. It is interesting because it folds, and because it breaks down into 2 main sections that come together in the middle. That design choice sounds questionable until you actually use it. I was a little unsure when I first saw that it was basically 2 halves. I assumed that the middle would feel weak or it would start creaking over time. But after years of sleeping on it, that center connection has held up better than I expected. In person, the frame looks very thin and low profile. The whole thing is basically a black metal grid with legs. It does not visually dominate the room, which I appreciate. If you are the type of person who hates furniture that looks heavy or clunky, this frame stays out of the way. It also leaves a decent amount of open space underneath, which I have used for storage bins at different points. I am not going to pretend it turns your bedroom into a perfect storage system, but it is helpful when you have limited closet space. The way it feels is what you would expect from a simple metal frame. It is not decorative. The finish is straightforward. Over time, mine has picked up small scuffs from moving and from normal use, but nothing that made it look broken or unsafe. It still looks like what it is, a simple utilitarian piece of furniture. The build is mostly about the metal grid top and the legs. The sleeping surface is a set of metal wires that run across and support the mattress. After years, I do see some slight bending in some of those wires. That is not shocking, because it has supported the weight of 2 adults night after night. What matters is whether that bending changes the feel or causes sagging. In my case, it has not created a noticeable dip that affects my sleep. The mattress still feels supported and even. Putting it together is genuinely simple. I am not especially handy, and I did not need to do anything complicated. It is not the kind of setup where you are sorting 100 tiny parts and reading a long manual. The 2 sections meet in the middle, and they connect with screws and washers. I have taken it apart and reassembled it multiple times, and I have never had that moment where I cannot get the holes to line up or I feel like I am forcing something that might strip. It has been pretty forgiving. The folding part is one of the reasons I kept appreciating it over time. I have moved 4 times while owning it. Each time, I was able to undo the middle connection, fold the pieces, and get it out the door without wrestling with a giant bed frame. If you have ever tried to move a traditional frame through a narrow hallway or downstairs, you know why that matters. This one is not weightless, but it is manageable. When I needed to store it for a short period, I could fold it and keep it out of the way without it taking over the room. In day-to-day use, it basically disappears, which is exactly what I want from a bed frame. It does not require adjustments. It does not have moving parts you interact with. Once the mattress is on it, I am just sleeping. It stays stable. It does not feel like it is shifting around when I get in and out of bed. Noise is something people worry about with metal frames, and I get it. Over the years, mine has been mostly quiet. I will be honest, if the screws in the middle connection start to loosen slightly over time, you can get a little bit of noise. For me, that has been solved by occasionally checking and tightening that connection. I do not do it often, more like when I think about it or after a move. If you never want to think about your bed frame again, that is one small maintenance thing to know. Comfort is another concern, because when you see the wire grid, it is easy to assume it will feel harsh or uneven. In my experience with a normal mattress on top, I do not feel the wires. The support has been consistent. My wife and I have slept on it through our entire married life so far, and it has not been a source of bad sleep or back pain for us. The frame does its job, which is to keep the mattress supported and off the floor. I also want to talk about real-life scenarios, like moving, rearranging, and living in spaces that are not perfectly laid out. This frame has been easy to reposition when cleaning. It has been easy to disassemble when I needed to get it out of a room quickly. If you are someone who expects to stay in one home for 10 years and never touch your bed frame again, portability might not matter. For me, it mattered a lot, and this frame made those moves simpler. One thing I should clarify is that there are no smart features here. There is no mobile app. There is nothing to connect to your phone. I actually like that. A bed frame does not need updates. It does not need pairing. It just needs to hold a mattress securely, and this one does that. As far as limitations, the minimalist design is a plus for me, but it also means you are not getting extras. There is no built-in headboard. If you like to sit up in bed and lean back, you will want a separate headboard or you will be leaning against the wall. Also, because it is a metal grid, the feel depends a lot on your mattress. If your mattress is very thin or already worn out, a solid platform might feel different. With a decent mattress, I think most people will be fine. After 6 years, my overall impression is that it has been reliable. It has survived multiple moves, repeated assembly and disassembly, and daily use without turning into a squeaky mess or feeling unstable. The small bends in the wire support are there, but they have not affected my sleep. If I were replacing it tomorrow, I would consider getting the same style again, mainly because it has been easy to live with and easy to move. You can find detailed information about the Amazon Basics foldable metal platform bed frame in the comments section. See you in the next video.